Conditional sentence. It is used to talk about results that may happen only if a condition happens first. So a conditional sentence, in short, it is about describing a state, an exact scenario, or a specific situation. Conditional sentence is derived from the root word condition, which means something you must do, situation that must exist, or something else to happen. In forming conditional sentence, you must have a full knowledge in the tenses of the verb. We have three basic tenses of the verb, such as past, simple present, and simple future. Let's have first the past simple or simple past. In forming past tense, you should use the irregular verbs by forming or changing its spelling. And the other one is the regular verb, which is adding D or ED at the end of each word. In forming simple present tense, you need to add S or ES to the verb, or if necessary, you can also remain on its base form. Then last, the use of simple future, which is we form it by adding will or shall and then the base form of the verb and then the rest of the sentence. Here are the formats in forming conditional sentences. So we have first the if clause and then the main clause. You can also use it reversely, such as main clause and then the if clause. Let's have an example from the song given by the teacher. If I were a boy, I think I could understand. So that is an example of the if clause and then the main clause. And then if you're going to use it reversely, it could be I could understand if I were a boy. There are four types of conditional sentences. We have the zero conditional sentence, the first conditional sentence, the second conditional sentence, and then the third conditional sentence. In each type of this conditional sentence, there are certain formats to follow, and we are going to discuss it later one by one. Here is how to use zero conditional sentence. So the format to use is if condition, and then it's present simple, and then main clause with the use also of present simple. Okay, let's analyze the given example. If you stand in the rain, you get wet. Okay, so the condition here or the situation is you are standing in the rain. So the result, you will get wet. Observe the verbs used in the sentence. We have their stand, and then the next one is get. They are both used simple present tense. Second example, if you heat ice, it melts. So the condition or the situation in the sentence is if you heat ice, and then the result, definitely, it melts. Let's take a look in the given example or the uses of the verb. So we have here heat and then melts, which are both in simple present tense. So how do we use the zero conditional? So these are the things that you must consider. First, the zero conditional is called the factual conditions. When we say factual, it's all about true. It's all about what's happening in your environment. Second is we use the zero conditionals when the result of the condition is always true, like a scientific fact. So it is proven already by the science. And the next is it is also express habits and general truths or situations. So it becomes habitual. When say habitual, these are the things that you regularly do, or you do it every day. The zero conditional is also used in giving instructions using the imperative in the main clause. Okay, so it gives command or orders. You can also use the zero conditional. Since we already know how to use the zero conditional, let's analyze more examples. So number one, if you study seriously in our online class, you become a better student. So in this sentence, it uses if clause and then the main clause. Like in the given format, it should be both in simple present tense. So what are the verbs used? So we have study and then become, which are in the simple present tense. If you put water in the freezer, it turns into ice. So the verbs used are put and then turns, which are both also in present simple tense. Okay, the last example, I already helped our frontliners if I follow health protocols. So observe this sentence. It uses the reverse format, which is the main clause and then the if condition or if clause. So the verbs used are help and then follow, which is again in the present simple tense. It seems that you really understood the lesson well. So later, we are going to have a practice during our discussion.